Greetings. I don't believe we have ever met, as you are stationed out in the countryside, and I am attached to the Jerusalem garrison. I am sorry to start this letter with news that will sadden you, but I must. Jesus is dead. He was executed recently, and I was responsible. To be more accurate, I was the Centurion in charge of his execution. Now, obviously, you will be upset by this news, as I understand that you have met with him before and was impressed by his ministry before his death. I was told that he healed your servant. I am really waiting to ask you for your advice, because on the day of his execution, it was entirely a new day for me. But I have to perform my duties. Although I did not particularly enjoy this part of my duty, as I was determined to do my duty and then go home. But it didn't turn out like that. On that day, I was changed forever. I casually watched the proceeding at the start of that of the day, not knowing who the three men were, who were to be executed. But I soon noticed one man, whom I later knew as Jesus, was very different from his companions. The Jews has determined his execution because they claim that Jesus had said he was the king of the Jews. As a result of this, not only were some of the chief priests and scribes annoyed, but the Roman soldiers were not impressed either by him or a king of the Jews. The result was that the soldiers cruelly abused him. They stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe, and when they had plaited a crown of thorns, they put it on his head and a reed in his right hand, and they bowed the knee before him and mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" I casually watched this from a distance because I had to be there. It was only when I noticed that the red robe, and the fact that they had pulled out his hairs from his beard, that I realized how different Jesus was. He never made a sound under the torture and just looked. Well, I know this sounds strange, but he looked almost unperturbed. On the way to Golgotha, Jesus was so weak that someone was compelled to carry his cross. As they hammered the nails into him, he never made a sound. And as they lifted him up on his cross, Jesus said no words. As they lifted him on his cross, Jesus said words. That I should never forget. "Father, Forgive them, for they know not what they do. How could a man, such an agony, say that? I know this man sounded strange, but I think he loved us all. When the soldiers that crucified me included. Now I come to the point of this letter. I confess that I know nothing about religion. I never heard any of the teachings of Jesus. But one thing I truly believe, he was a righteous man. And I have kept the best news until the end. He is risen. He is alive. Now I want to follow him and his teachings and learn all I can about him. Will you help me? Perhaps we could meet and go together to find Jesus and his disciples. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to your early reply. A Jerusalem Centurion. Hallelujah.